morning, folks. Chris cooking Nashville here, doing a health vlog for y'all this week. I'm doing it while I'm driving to work because it may end up being a busy day and I might not get a lunch break today, so I'm gonna just go ahead and put this out there while I'm driving. Honestly, this will probably be, I always say this, but I'm legitimately going to try to keep it this way. I think today may actually be kind of a shorter health vlog. A couple of real quick things. Number one, health-wise and weight-wise, I'm still hanging at that like 273 and a half to like 274 and a half. I'm kind of fluctuating just back and forth between those two. That's down like a pound to 2 pounds from where I had been, you know, a couple weeks ago. So things are moving, and honestly, like, I'm feeling really good. This weekend I'm gonna actually go on a little bit of a short vacation. We have not done that in, just purely for fun, we have not done that in a number of years. Just as musicians and now as a YouTuber, it's just a lot to keep up with, and there's not a lot of like free time and extra resources for things like vacation. But we've worked really hard to try to get some things under control and try to get some time and, you know, do all these different things that we can have the chance to do this. So we're gonna go to Gatlinburg. Just, you know, it's me and my wife and both of my brothers-in-law and my one brother-in-law's girlfriend. We're all gonna go up and just snag a couple of hotel rooms, take the dog, and just enjoy, play some mini golf and go fishing, and, you know, just take it easy, just try to enjoy a little bit of time. So within what you can do financially and logistically, remember to take some time for yourself. When you do keto, you do carnivore, you get these superpowers, as it were, with the energy and the focus and everything, and so you just kind of want to go and work. And my wife has to remind me on a regular basis that you can't do that to yourself. You can't kill yourself. You do have to occasionally take some time and rest. Even on carnivore, you're not invincible, and so it's important to remember to just do things for yourself, whether that means you sit down and watch a YouTube video like this, or whether that means you're hanging out on the couch doing something you love to do, or going out in the backyard, or whatever. As Dr. Barry would say, get outside and play, right? You got to go have fun, and you can be physically active, but it has to be something that's not just work and effort and stress and business and whatever. I think the only other thing that I have to say is so I did a video, I did an interview with Alice and Kevin, the keto carnivore couple. I'm going to link that down below. If you have not been to their channel yet, go to their channel. They've got really cool stuff. They're great people. And I'm actually going to have a recipe video collaboration that I'm going to be doing with them. You know, I've got this kind of idea that I'd like to do some different recipes for other people that are influencers in the keto and carnivore world, where basically I ask them a question about, you know, what kind of dish would you like to have? What sort of dietary guidelines would you like that thing to have? You know, is it keto? Is it carnivore? Is it dairy free? Is it, you know, whatever. And so I try to make them a version of whatever dish it is, or if they don't have a specific dish, if they just give me dietary guidelines to stick to, make a dish that sticks to those kinds of things, and essentially just create a custom recipe for them, and then have them try it out and tell me what they think. And Alice and Kevin were so kind as to agree to do that with me. So I did the interview with them, and then you're going to see a video come out for the recipe that I created for them as well. Keep your eye out for that. But in the meantime, go over to their channel because they're doing a lot of cool stuff. They do like a coaching, you know, group guidance kind of thing. I don't know all the exact details. I'm not in the group. I've certainly seen the people that are part of their stuff talking about how great they are and how much they help and how motivating it is and all this kind of stuff. They are just awesome and wonderful people, and thank you, Alice and Kevin, for having me. I'll link that video down below. I did notice on their video when it went live, someone made the comment that these like recipes are a bad idea because they further bad habits. There's just a couple of things I'm going to say about that before I let you guys go. Number one, recipes are just things. They don't have a life or a spirit or a will of their own. It's just a tool. If you don't like a recipe or you don't want to use a recipe, don't use it. That's fine. Don't make it. The other thing is a comment like that, and I'm sure the person who said it means well and believes themselves to be informed in this area where other people are not. But you need to understand something. A recipe that is made with things that are good for you, that is designed with ingredients that are not bad for your body, that are not flaring up carbohydrate addiction, whatever. A recipe as a tool is in and of itself not the problem when it comes to a bad habit or an addiction. And if you understand anything about addiction and habits and sort of the psychology of humans, if you remove a bad habit, if you remove an addiction, if you remove something that's not good in your life, it is a very smart thing to replace it with something else. If you go watch Dr. Saivez, love some of his information. If you listen to some of the stuff he's talking about, this is one of the things he talks about with carb addiction. You have to replace an addiction that you are removing from your life with something else, because if you leave an empty hole, you feel like all you have is that empty hole, and it makes it much harder to be sustained in what you're doing. Now, maybe these recipes are not something you use long term, but if you try to, the comment they said was that family pizza night is just one of the worst habits, and that these recipes just continue things like that. Let me tell you, if you don't have a family, I mean, I don't have kids, but I have other family members that, we've done these kinds of things. If you don't have a family, let me tell you something. If you just went in and overnight tried to take away everything like that they have and say, well, it's not good for you, we're not doing it anymore, you will have a mutiny on your hands. And it doesn't matter if the decision you're saying, like, we're not going to have this anymore, is healthier. Because psychologically, humans are not set up to handle something like that just overnight. Like, we are, for survival reasons, we are instinctually habitual because we find things that work for us, and our brain is designed to continue to do those things. You find food or good water or a ritual that makes you somehow at peace with your neighbor, like whatever. Like, these are survival type things, right? On the savannah, in the wild, this is how, humans would have found these things that would have made their life sustainable. We are designed to be habitual, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, that's okay. We just have to make sure they're healthy habits. So if you're going to remove one habit, ordering pizza from the local pizza place once a week and watching movies and eating junk food and candy and soda and all this other kind of stuff, instead of just saying, oh, we're just not going to do any of that, just eat a steak, that's better for you, which is kind of the dogmatic view that a lot of people who are very vocal in this community have. Instead of doing that, make a carnivore pizza like mine. Slowly transition that away and say, hey, this is better for our body, but we can still keep our tradition. We can still have our habitual pizza night. We can really enjoy it. It's really good, but it's better for us. And over time, we're going to feel better about it. Maybe you get to a point you don't need that pizza recipe anymore, and you can do the same, family night. And instead of it being pizza, it's burger patties. I don't know. Maybe you can do that. And I'm sure there are people out there who can just do that because it's really not about the pizza for them. But there's a lot of people that are very attached to certain things and certain ideas and certain habits. And to tell someone that because they're doing that, that's wrong, and that is just perpetuating a bad habit. That is to say, well, I cut this thing out of my life because I know it's good for me to not have it. You're keeping it in your life. This thing is a bad thing because it's making you not as good as me. That's where those kinds of comments come from. That is entitlement. That is an air of superiority. That is I'm better than you, and let me tell you why. That's why I don't deal with any of that. That's why we don't play that game. Listen, if you need to make a carnivore pizza so you can have family pizza night and slowly transition yourself to a cleaner way of eating and a cleaner way of life, go for it. And don't let anybody tell you any different. Now, if you can just eat steak and salt and water and be totally happy, I think that's probably a great thing, because I think, you know, the extra dairy and the ideas of pizza and that kind of stuff, eventually that may hold you up. But everyone is at a different place on their journey. And to say that someone should take the last step of the journey at the very beginning is, quite honestly, ignorant, because you do not understand what it takes to go on this journey. And apparently you forgot about the fact that at one point in time, you weren't at that place. If you are watching this and if you see comments like that on videos like that, love those people where they're at, because I'm sure they mean well. At least I hope they mean well. But also, don't let things like that get in your head. If you need to use a carnivore pizza or any of these other things that help you, that make you happy and stable and good to go, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't let anybody tell you different. Now, don't use it as an excuse to continue your pizza night tradition with the junk pizza, but remember, it's okay to not be perfect. Take where you are, one step at a time, get better and better every single day. Do it for you, do it for your family, and do it for your health. Guys, that's all I've got for you today. I'm going to be to work here fairly shortly. Traffic is heavy today, so I'm keeping a real close eye as I'm driving. I'm going to enjoy my coffee. I'm going to try to have a good day. I hope you guys do the same. And wherever you're at, keep working to take the next step. I love you guys. Have a fantastic Tuesday and a great week coming up. I hope that everything is wonderful for you all. Eat your meat. Love your life. This is Chris cooking Nashville. I'm going to see you guys in the kitchen for the next recipe.